Well, hey friends, it is Amanda with Metal Modern Design coming to you live today on the Essential Stencil page. Happy Monday to everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you the new collection that is now active. And I'm also going to be showing you some seasonal stain inspiration. I have got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 cans of stain in front of me all lined up for some great spring crafting inspiration. Look at the spring collection real quick. I love this set as well. This is Saved by Grace. It's got Forever and Ever Amen. We'll be using that one today. We have got Keep the Faith, which I used back behind me over there. You guys, the fonts on these are fantastic. Amazing Grace, Saved by Grace, Let Your Light Shine, and Made to Worship. Those are great for the Easter season that's coming up. I think those are going to be really fantastic. Okay, let me pull out this one. Okay, He left the 99 to rescue me. And do you see, like, that's perfect in and of itself, a biblical saying. But we've got this lamb up here, and if you look, there's a second stencil that comes with it, and you lay this over the top of that lamb, and it fills in all those details for you. I think that's a great set too, because you can use it a couple of different ways. Okay. Same kind of thing with this one. This is a welcome, and it's got the florals. But see how the florals are designed to go on a wood round with a definite line of demarcation there. Great thinking to go with the wood rounds. We have got this, which is a new stencil size. A new stencil size for us that I haven't seen before. It's a 4x8 pencil flowers, and they've just got the sweetest little designs, which I think I could incorporate even into some coastal art, potentially. And it's got the little jar that you can stick the little florals down in. So I like this because it's a different size than what we typically get. And anything that's different makes me happy because I can combine them with other things and create all kinds of new stuff. We've got this 6-pack that is She is a Wildflower, Grow Happy Thoughts, Love Grows Here, I already said She's a Wildflower, Wild at Heart, and Stay Wild. Sweet little set. Look at that tree. I like that it's not a tree, I guess it's a wildflower. On the wildflower, it blossoms up into a wildflower. I think that's a really cute design idea. We've got Grow in Grace, and consider how the wildflowers grow. I love this part here on this stencil. I think you can pull that off and use it in a variety of things. We've got one Easter design here, Hop On In, and it's a layered design where you can add, you know, the Easter eggs, you can add the bunny faces, it's got the bunny heads. So this is a layered design that you can create with. That's something different. And then this birdhouse is beautiful, and it's got additions where you can add, you know, a heart or a window. And that's kind of how they envision it. Sweet little birdhouse. We've got this 3-pack of crosses, which we will most likely use at least one of these today. Sweet florals. That one looks kind of Celtic. Floral. I love those crosses. We have got these, which I think are very unique. It's the cross with pray. You guys will have to let me know what your favorite is. Faith and Amen. I think these are great, something different that we haven't seen before. Love both of these sets. We've got a trio of spring florals, which I think is great. Stacking things up all behind me here. We have got a new 5-foot porch leaner that says spring. And let me show you the font on this, because it's different than the fonts we've typically had, and I love the font. It's got a butterfly, some butterflies, some florals. you can pull out those elements and use those individually. You guys, I wanted to go to Lowe's this morning and get wood, and I ran out of time. So I've got a 4-foot board, and I don't know if it'll work for this, but we may try. Or I may postpone this particular sign for another day. We'll see. I want to show you some great blending techniques, some great spring colors. Okay, so these are what a lot of folks are talking about. These are rub-on stencils, rub-on transfers. They save you a lot of time and money because you don't have to have all the different paint colors, but you can create some really beautiful designs using the rub-on transfers. And I love this bunny set. Let me open this up and show you both of the bunnies in this collection. So we've got hydrangea. So I love this bunny right here. I think he's so adorable. I love them all. Who am I kidding? And then this sweet little set. Love these so much. Okay, so those are the rub-on transfers for this release. I think we can all agree it's a fantastic set. Whether you get one or both of the bundles, or you just pick out a few stencils that really speak to you, I think that you'll be happy with whatever you select. You guys, I will also mention, I did notice that brushes are in stock right now, and so are the mini tags. So you'll want to make sure, if you want to get these, I anticipate, you know, they'll probably go. Anytime we have a big launch and people are already shopping, they tend to buy those things that they like to purchase when they make orders. We'll get to the stenciling in a minute. We're going to do some beautiful staining. I've got about 8 or 9 colors in front of me right now that I think are going to create some beautiful spring designs. And so we're going to work with some of these colors, and I'm not really sure where I want to start first. Do you ever have that? Like, you've got so many ideas and it just overwhelms your thought process. So one of the ones we're going to be using is this deeper pink. A few people have messaged me, how did they create on the package? The package for spring. Do you see that? Some folks have messaged me, how was that created? I can show you the way I would recreate that. I've got a mid-tone blue and a light blue. I have got a mint color green that is great for spring. We've got some white. I've got some grays if we need it. We've got this bumblebee yellow that is called Wild Honey that I used last night. And we have got this violet color. And I think all of these are going to be great for, and I've also got a light pink. It's just hiding over here. And then we've got a light pink. And so all of these are going to be great for creating some spring designs. And we're going to just work on creating some backgrounds. This tag, I do believe I got at Craft Deals with a Z. I've had it for a hot minute. So let me grab out my scissors because they double as everything around here. We're going to start with some pink here. Look how vibrant that pink is. This color's name, these are all Minwax water-based stains. I get tinted at the paint counter at Lowe's. Almost all of these are going to be solids. I use some semi-transparents, but for the most part I'm using solids. This color name is Blossom Pink. It's just a vibrant pink. Another color that we're going to be using here, this is called just Violet. It's going to be a nice purple tone. This one, they did not have, or I purchased the wrong thing, or they mixed the wrong thing. I'm not sure who's to blame, really. Things happen. This is going to be a light pink. This one is a semi-transparent, but I wouldn't get it in a semi-transparent. I'd definitely get it in, get that one in a solid, for sure. It did get a little cold. It was in the 40s this morning. We had a cold snap roll through. You never know how to dress. You never know whether you need the AC or the heat on when you live down here. I mean, in a day's time, you could go from 20 degrees to 80 degrees. You never know. Okay, so I'm going to start out with just a little of this white right here. And my white has seen better days, but we're just going to add, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure this is water and not alcohol. It is water. So we're going to just spritz my board here. And I want to show you the stain technique. I wanted to do a big, long 6-foot board for you today. Like I said, I did not have time to get out to Lowe's this morning. I should have known, like I should have gone at 8 o'clock last night, but I wasn't even sure what time they finished. I think I finished my live about 8:30, and it was a Sunday night, so I thought I'd have time to get out there this morning. But you know what? The best laid plans seemingly always go astray. So I'm just gonna put a base coat down with this. Now this is gonna kind of lighten some of the tones that we're gonna be using, which I'm doing that purposely because we've got some very vibrant colors that we're going to be using. And what we're doing here is we're just kind of recreating that coloration that you see on the packaging for the spring stencil. And I know a lot of you have asked about that already. I think that was a bottle of water. Hopefully it didn't pop open. Let me check. I just don't want to destroy my new floors. Did not pop open, thank goodness, but it was a bottle of water. Okay, I got bottles of water everywhere. We use them for all kinds of things. Okay, so we've got a little white on there. I'm going to grab a different stain sponge, and we're going to lift just a little bit of this pink down here. And I'm going to start in a corner. And I'm just going to layer some of this deep pink over this white. And it's just going to make it not quite as bright and vivid as it might have otherwise been. I'll go ahead and do the edges this color too. And we can do the back. I'm just not going to do the back during the live. Okay, so you could totally just blend in some whites and pinks, and that would be okay. I'm going to take the other side. We're going to grab the lighter pink, and we're going to come up top up here and pull in some lighter pink. And we're just going to blend it down into the darker pink, see? Woo! I just knocked it off the counter. Okay, and so I'm just going to show you how we could do this, and then we'll continue to work this through. You can use the light pink and the dark pink, and just using a touch of water for blending, you can create a beautiful, beautiful background that's very simple. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty just on its own? It's just a gorgeous, so this would be great, a great background for a spring design, right? You could even come back in and you could add a touch of white to this if you needed to create a highlight area. You guys show me some hearts if you like that. I like it as it is. But here's what I want to show you. So this is the look that we're recreating. I want you to see that little bit of purple that's in there. And there's just a little bit of depth of color there. It's just a little bit brighter. So we don't have to recreate it exactly. We could stick with this. This would be gorgeous. We could create a beautiful sign with this. You can create a 6-foot porch leaner with this. We could go in, we could add some beautiful transfers to this as it is. So as I continue to work this, I hope I don't wreck it, but we're gonna add some purple. We're gonna add a little bit of purple, okay? So we're gonna come in from a top corner over here, and we're gonna blend downward. So let me I'm just gonna work this stain just around my sponge just a little bit. The yellow is gorgeous. The other one I used, so I used the Wild Honey last night, and I used Weathered Oak, and it's a nice color too. It's at the top of Keep the Faith. And so both are nice colors. And if you missed that live, you can head over to my page and check it out. Okay, so we're just gonna come in with a touch of purple here. And we're just gonna lightly blend it. down towards our pink, okay? I don't like how I've got kind of a line there. So I'm gonna take my light pink side here and I'm just gonna edge in. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. When I tell you I'm not an artist, what I mean is I can't draw, I can't freehand things, I can't sit down and draw you a pretty tree. I am definitely not a Bob Ross, but I can create some finishes. That's one thing, like when I had the cabinet business and the furniture refinishing, like I could make pretty things. I just can't draw, which is why working with a stencil company and using transfers is perfect for me because I need that extra boost. What do we think here? We did this, we put down a base layer of white. We used the bright blossom pink for the bottom. We added just a touch of the, did I say this is called petal pink for the middle. And we added a touch of this violet to blend it down. What do you guys think? Do you like that? Show me some hearts if you like it. Just gonna blend it out just a touch. And I think if you look at this and you look at this, you can really see this is how you do this. And so you can make it much more vivid. You can eliminate the white as the base coat, and that will make the colors much more vibrant. Why do I use stains instead of paints? These absorb into the wood. They don't sit on top of the wood, and that means that it dries a lot faster. For me, it applies a lot easier. It's cheaper. I can get a quart for, they used to be $9 or $10, and now they're more like 13 or 14, but still that's cheaper than like a chalk paint or a high-end paint line. Like Annie Sloan's almost $40 a can, I think. So let's dry this up a little. I'm gonna pop off my, I had an attachment for doing resin work. So dry it up a little. We're just gonna grab a little sand pad because this does soak into the wood. What's gonna happen is it's gonna soak down in, it's gonna cause a little grain raise. It'll feel a little rough after you do it, after it's dry. That's okay, you just take a fine grit sandpaper and you just sand that back and it becomes ultra smooth. Like it's not grabbing on my glove at all. And so very pretty, right? And so from here, I haven't given this part as much thought because I loved all the stencils, so I hadn't really thought about where I was going to go from here, what stencil I was going to use on this or what transfer. But I think, any of our transfers would look gorgeous on this. I think this would be a great background for the spring door sign, porch sign. You'll want to be careful as you pull these out not to stick the adhesive to them. But let me show you both full sets of the transfers, and they're not, so I'm going to just cut him out. We've got sand. I've tried building up raised beds. We'll add some type of saying to this, but for now we're just going to add this to, let me slip off my gloves, to the bottom of this. It's dry enough, I think. They always send you a little burnishing tool. You can use a popsicle stick, whatever you've got. You can use an old credit card or an old gift card. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to peel off the back. You're peeling off the back. And we're going to be careful not to touch where the image is. because it might get stuck to your finger. And this is a one-time thing here. When you lay it down, it's a one-time thing. So you want to make sure you lay it in the right spot. We're going to kind of place it close to the bottom. We're just going to smooth that out. Okay. And so it's going to lay down like that. We're going to grab our burnishing tool and we're just going to rub. Now, some people say, okay, if it sticks too much and it sticks to your backer, you can pop it in the fridge for a couple of minutes and that'll help it release. The other thing I've seen people do is heat them first, and then that seems to work for some people as well. I continue to rub it until it does what I want it to do. Like, my will is stronger. But a lot of times they're super easy and you don't really have to rub very long at all. I'm kind of like an overprotector. Like, I rub. Let's see how we're doing here. So you'll notice right away, if you start to lift it up and it pulls with the transfer, then you just place it back down and continue to rub. So I'm going to rub from the bottom. If you have a pinpoint area you need, you can flip it over and use the other section if part of it's too wide. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can use the wide section. Let's see what we've got going on here. Let's lift it up. And I will start to separate it. Make sure it's laid down here nicely. I will just lift that away. Now, for me, when I use these, a lot of times I will add just a coat of polyacrylic to the top of it, but you can kind of see a little edging where we brought that in. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my sponge that has a little bit of stain still on it, and I'm just going to blend over onto that. And let me see if you can see what I mean. So that's where I've covered it. Look at the other side. There's just a little hazing, and so all you have to do is blend right into it. And it, you know, it kind of makes it one with the piece. So obviously we need more than just that. That's not going to cut it. So we can take a look at our hydrangeas. We can add some additional hydrangeas. We could have added, you know, a bunny rabbit. We could add a stencil. And so let me just grab out a stencil. This is what I'm looking for right here. Let your light shine, safe by grace, amazing grace. Keep the faith. Made to worship is kind of cute with that. Let me see what we got going on. We could do amazing grace. I think we're going to do let your light shine. And I'm going to grab some white paint and a stencil brush. And they'll be gifting away some of these transfers today. So make sure that you're commenting, because that's how you'll get entered into a chance to win. So I'm going to grab an essential stencil brush. I've got Let Your Light Shine right here. I kind of like that because it's a floral. It would also look nice if I did that with some yellow stain. And we're going to blend some more stains in just a moment. I just saw comments that said, do you like the way I blended in the stain around the transfer? That is one way to pull it all together. Okay, so we've got this down. We're just gonna grab up a little paint. We're gonna offload. Pull it up towards me a little bit. If the comments are in your way of seeing what I'm doing, just scroll the comments to the right and you'll be able to see. Okay. Grab some white paint. Now, if we needed to do this with a deeper color paint, we could do that. We're going to blend a couple more pieces so that you'll have some ideas for your inspiration for your spring projects. Let your light shine. What do you guys think? I think this looks a little lonely down here. So probably what I would do is come back in and add a couple of additional hydrangea pieces. Let me see what we've got that we could add to it real quick. Let's heat up our words. Couple of little pieces that look like, you know, when you have hydrangeas sitting on your table. Sometimes I buy mine at Publix and I'll sit them on the table. They do not last. Like my favorite floral that lasts seemingly just short of forever is carnation. I feel like they just last forever. When I get hydrangeas, they look good for like a day or two. And then I always come back to little piles of leaves below my flower pot. And so I think I'm going to add this here and maybe this here, but this might be a little bit large. Let's see if I've just got some smaller ones. This is crafting on the fly, friends. And this definitely looks like some that have fallen. You know how it happens, right? So I'm just trying to position them up a little bit. Let's see. I'm gonna cut kind of close to it so I don't have a lot of excess to blend in. And we'll just add it down a little bit. Now, also, if you want the colors to be true to color, you should put it down over a white. Because I put this down over the pink, it does show through the pink a little bit, so it dulls out that color a little bit. That's okay. If you want it to be true to color, you need to put it over a white or a light color. This is over a deep pink. And so I will say that. I am going to put one of the little transfers over a little black piece in a minute. We'll see how that turns out. And so all you would do to seal this up is just add a little coat of polyacrylic. All I'm going to do is just cut a couple of these out. We'll finish this up and move on to another project. There we go. And again, let me show you. You can see a little hazing. Can you see just the tiniest little bit hazing? And so all we do to blend that out is we just grab our little stain and we're just gonna come into the edge. We're just gonna blend that out. So you can't even see that. It's just a little bit of adhesive there. And there we go. What do you guys think? Do you like that? Simple. Okay. So we're gonna sit it back here with my little purple angel. Okay, and we're gonna go on to a couple of more stain blending ideas, some colors that I think would work well for you. Now, let me grab. These are some boards that I got at off of Amazon. And so we're just going to use these because they're a decent size. Not necessarily that they're going to go great with my my design concepts, but to be able to show you some stain blending, I'm going to use this side to show this size to show you. So a couple of different colors that I like to blend are purple and yellow. Blue and purple look good together. I think the green and the purple would look good together. And so let's just try a couple of different little designs here. Let me slip back on some gloves. There we go. We'll just do some quick stain blending in our sweet little projects here. I'm going to use this glove inside out, it's fine. Okay, so we grab some yellow. We could also do the same thing here and put down a coat of white to kind of serve as a base coat to get everything moving and flowing. I'm going to start with just a spritz of water on my board here. I'm going to grab the white, dip in to the white stain. Just going to start with some white. Do the edges, but I'll save the back for another time. Okay, friends. So we've got a touch of white. I'm going to add a little bit more moisture there. This spray bottle sprays for an eternity. Oop, I scratched that with my fingernail. Okay, we're just going to blend this white back out. We've got our white down. I'm going to use this sponge that I used last night for this same yellow. I think will be fine. I'm going to grab just a little bit of the yellow. And so yes, you can reuse your sponges. And I'm going to add a little yellow up top up here. Just going to dip in. So you don't contaminate your whole containers. I often will tell folks the best thing to do is to siphon out what you need, just to pull a little on a plate. But I've gotten lazy in my years and I don't often do that anymore, though I know it's the right answer and I should. So I've just got a little yellow here, just right over our white. We're gonna grab a little bit of the purple, which I'm gonna use the same purple sponge here. We're gonna come down here in this opposite corner. And we're just going to blend upward towards the line of the yellow. And again, that white base coat's just making our colors glide a little better, A, and B, it's just making them a little more pastel than vivid. And it's really just a preference. So we've got the purple, we've got the yellow, and now I'm just going to come in where they match and just do a little swirling motion. You see? Kind of got a demarcation line there. Come back in with some purple again. The purple can be darker. Maybe down here in the corner, we can just kind of dap it in a little bit. Make it a bit darker. And do that with more coats or thicker product. Just depends. And also take our white and we can come in lightly through here. Add a little white to help blend. And grab our yellow to blend down. Our purple to blend up. What are we thinking? It's a little too stark, that transition. I don't want it to be a straight line. So I'm just going to continue to add a little white, just kind of stippling it on. Add a little yellow. When it's not blending as well as you want it, you just add a little more moisture. And then I'm going to grab a big brush that I've got. It's dry right now, and I'm just going to kind of feather that out a little bit. I just spritzed myself with wet stain. And you can just move it around like this, you know? I'm going to spritz our little bit of yellow up here. I'm just going to pull this down. And so really the stain blending and the getting the right color, it's just a process of going back and forth until you're happy with the colors that you've created, you know? There's no right or wrong. It's just a, you know, a flowing process, I would say. Do you guys like this one? What do you think? Their background real quick. We're creating backgrounds for our brand new signs, our brand new stencils. Let me see what else I want to do. I want to do a blue. This color is called Bay Blue. I like it. It's a little bit of a deeper tone. I'm going to use the opposite end of my purple and the reverse. With this one, I think we'll try a deeper tone and see how it looks without adding any white. I will add a spritzer of water though. Okay. Just going to come in with some of this blue. See how it's a deeper tone? A little more water. It's just going to help it move. Okay. We're going to grab some purple. Other end. And this is how we're going to create some beautiful, beautiful backgrounds for our new stencils. edges here. We'll save the back for a rainy day. Grab the blue here, stain up the edges to match the colors that we've got down. Okay, and so that's a very stark contrast. We don't like that. So what we do is we're gonna add a little bit of moisture there. We'll come in with our purple. We can come in with our dry brush and feather this out. It's getting there, right? Make the edge a little darker. What do you guys think? Do you like that? There we go. So that's another background we've got. And then I think the last thing I'm gonna do, I think we've done enough with the pinks and purples. You kind of get the idea. I think we might use this light pink. I'm gonna cover up our deeper colors. We're gonna do something with a touch of green. And then we're gonna finish these up. I can't even get the lids to go down on some of these now. Okay, got our light pink and we've got our light green. Let's grab an essential stencil tag. You guys will have to tell me, which signs do you think you want to do this technique with? Again, all of our new collection is available for pre-order starting today. It ships on February 13th. You can use my code METTLE, M-E-T-T-L-E, to save. This is Antique Jade, and this is Petal Pink. You can use my code METTLE, M-E-T-T-L-E, to save 10% off of the new collection. We've got free shipping right now. So many great things. So many great things. Okay, so I'm going to use the other side of, and I'm not going to bother with the white right now. We'll just blend this out a little bit. Just going to come in. Well, I am going to put down some white because I forgot. This is a semi-transparent versus a solid. And so I need, just like with a stencil, you need a little white layer to act as a resist if it's going to make your color brighter. And because I accidentally got the somehow semi-transparent instead of the solid, we could use the white to help deepen our color there. Okay. Ooh, stuck to my hand. Add a little moisture, a lot of moisture. There's a whole lot of moisture. Okay. We're going to blend in this pink up top up here. Just a little pink blended into the white. And then we're going to grab this one and grab a little bit of green. And this green again is called Antique Jade. Going to blend the pink down into the green. We can add a little bit of white right there where they blend through. Just very light motions of color there. And look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that just perfect? And then we've got our one finished project. It's pink and purple. So you guys, you tell me which colors, which color combinations. Ooh, I need a bigger place to do this. Which color combinations do you think you like the best? You could also do green with purple, yellow, blue, pink. so many ideas that are going to take your project to the next level when you get your new stencils. And I can't wait to see what you create. I had a little mark where it touched. And then of course, those are the projects we did over on my page last night. So let us finish out a couple of projects real quick, and I will let you get on with your day. I'm just gonna, I noticed that my one side here didn't have, there we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna pick one of our bunny rabbits. We're gonna do a project with that. And grab a little stencil project. Okay. So I think let me find a good one for this project right here. He's a little big. This is just going to be so cute. And my scissors that were just in my hand. We're going to cut out a couple of them and see what fits. We've got this little beauty. We have got, I think he's going to be too big because I love him, but he's just a touch big for this. I think he's going to be big for it too, but we'll see. Okay. Oh no, he'll fit. Let's do the basket with the bunny. And I'm just going to kind of cut as close to the project just so I have less to blend. Okay, we'll lift it off the backer. Put it right down at the bottom. Smooth it on, grab our burnishing tool. Just gonna burnish this on here. Sure we smooth it really well. Now we can take this grass, it's a little bit wider than our tag, we can take it right over the edge just by bending it over and rubbing it down. You want to have a method, work in a section. I've just been kind of rubbing it everywhere. You just want to go from left to right or right to left or up to down. Whatever your method is, just stick to it. And that way you make sure that you cover what needs to be covered. There we go. And look how darling. And then we can just, I don't even really see a line on this one, but if there was one, we could just come up here and just come back over with a bit of the pink. And down here, we could just hit those edges with a bit of the green just to blend that back in. And there we go. Sweet little bunny, right? And it looks like you've spent a lot of time hand painting it and you haven't. Okay, and so, let's see. really want to use, though I don't think they're going to fit, I wanted to use some of the crosses today because they are gorgeous, but the project boards I did were bigger than the crosses, so they're not going to be the ideal size boards, but I needed to do some bigger boards so I could show you how to do the blending. But let me see what I can pull together here for you guys, because I just love them so much. One of the two of those with, I think we'll do Saved by Grace. So we're just gonna do this little design here, and then I will be done for the day so that you guys can hop into your day. You can hop over to the site. You can pre-order some stencil sets. If you want to catch the blending with the yellows and the blacks from last night, make sure you hop over to my page and watch that there. I have got white paint on my desk somewhere. Okay, I've got some white paint. I'm going to grab our Essential Stencil brush. There it is. I'm just going to lift some paint. I'm going to grab some tape for insurance so I don't move it. Free shipping right now, friends. You can order the new designs with free shipping, which is a pretty big savings. You could use code METAL to save an additional 10%. And orders over $50 today only are getting a free gift added, I noticed. You don't have to buy the full bundle. If there are just a handful of stencils that you see that you really want, you can just buy individuals. If you buy the full bundle, there are bonus stencils that come only with that, and they can't be bought. It's an exclusive to the bundle for the full bundle. So we've got Saved by Grace right here, and let's pull that up. Hit it with some heat. And then let's do one of the crosses. I think I will do, I love all the crosses. All of the crosses are fantastic. Where are the other crosses? There we go. I'm going to do this one because it's just a bit more solid. And so let me grab some tape and tape it down. And so even though this is positioned for a tag, and the tag works as a template, if you want to cut your own tags, the perfect template size already. We're just going to come on here. I'm just going to stencil this down just in a white. Our stain is our color. Make sure we're all covered. All right. And there we go. I might have done that crooked. I'll have to see. I just really wanted to show you how pretty the stencils were, how easy it is to create some beautiful backgrounds to go with your new stencils. And so I hope that you guys have enjoyed the live. We're gonna pick some winners, and some folks are gonna get some free stencil sets. So we've got this little one here we did today. We've got this one. We've got this one. Just some beautiful stain blending. And then we've got this one. hop over and follow me at Metal Modern Design. You guys be blessed, take care, and I'll see you real soon. Bye now, friends.